Hello, hello, one and all. Welcome to Tier 3 MRC Round 8 in China. It's Wednesday night, and the first of our two races tonight is about to get underway with a short qualifying of 18 minutes, followed by a 50% 28 lap attack from 20 drivers around this fantastic circuit. Some love it, some hate it, but one thing is for sure, it will be exciting and hopefully very close out the front. To guide you through your evening's entertainment, you are unfortunately welcome back to the comms team for the first time in a while by myself. My name is Chris, in case you don't know me, and I am pleasantly joined by one of the loveliest men in the league. He may be a man who is quiet and from lands far away, such as Germany, he's living in Hungary and travelling all over Europe in his spare time, but I know him as Stefan, and I am so glad that he is joining me on my return to the comms crew because he is just a lovely guy and a very knowledgeable guy too. Welcome, Stefan. How are you doing, mate?
Welcome. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. I can't believe that they actually did this and paired up the two of us. I can't believe it. Like that we meet up again here in the comments box is such a nice thing. I'm so thankful for the organizers to have this opportunity, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a legendary stream. I can promise you that. Like I think I speak for Chris as well when I'm saying that we are so excited to do this, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We are, but well, we talk a lot about F1, and I think we think similarly about F1, which is nice because it means that we probably won't argue about who's the GOAT, or who's the best. We're just looking to see what racing we have on track, and that makes us happy. And yeah, we've got 20 drivers here for the Tier 3 race, mostly made up of Tier 3 drivers. I've got a few reserves, such as Saviour, Lorpy, Armagh, and I think that might be actually, which is obviously, and Airways as well, apologies Airways. So that's great. And we've got some new guys as well racing today for the first time. So welcome to MRC in particular. To Adrenvoy 48, who's in the Williams Rom Bullbob. We're just watching him as we speak. Yeah, so this track, I know you weren't racing on Monday. I know you did race on Monday with us. Apologies, Stefan. Apologies, I'm very sorry. What's your view on the track? Do you enjoy this track? Is it one you like?
No, not really. I was never a fan of it. I don't know why. It's kind of one of those where you can have some racing, but yeah, it was never a track for me. And I mean, you saw it on Monday, but you saw my horrendous performance. I mean, I'm not surprised having no practice in T1, coming to a track you don't like, but can't expect anything else than to be at the back of the grid. But generally, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. Never. China and me, we never connect.
Fair enough. Well, we're going to jump on board with Adrenvoy for his first lap. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It was just my honest opinion. You asked for it, so I'm not.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna lie on.
It's okay. So Adrenvoy is on his first lap here in RC, attacking in the Williams into turn 1, the first of a total number of corners here, which I believe is 18. Turn 1 and 2 is like a snail. It sort of makes a loop going almost on itself and then all the way back again. It's so easy to overheat the tyres, go wide, or just go too speedy into it. Turn 3 is a little kink, and then turn 4, this tight hairpin. They make up the first sector. Then uphill, accelerating 2 turns 5 and 6. Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton have both made daring overtakes into these sequences in the past. Turn 6 and 7, a very fast flowing sequence. It's gone a bit wide, it's very easy to do so, but as long as you're under control for this double left, it's all good. The second one is more of an acceleration zone, just keep it neat and head down to this left-hander. You want to be neat and tidy early in the break, and yep, he is indeed. This long right is extremely long. You need to have a good line and a good exit here because you are about to enter the longest straight currently on the F1 calendar. 1.2 kilometers long. It's a DRS straight as well, which comes active just here. Speeds, even with high downforce setup, of over 200 miles an hour will be achieved. Brake out roughly at 100 meters, and he does. Nice and neat under braking, just hits the apex. Now, nice simple exit here before you enter the final corner. A nice little left-hander, nice degree. You can take plenty of speed, just don't run wide. And here he goes down this lovely pit straight with a lovely grandstand across the line, 133.6. It's not a bad banker for your first lap in the league. Welcome. And well done for actually keeping it on track and not invalidating. So yeah.
Definitely a very decent start.
Very good. And Sambal, who is a season regular here, his first lap 33.2, so that's a comparative lap and a respectable lap against one of your fellow racers in this tier. So good job. Well done. So yeah, who else is on all that? Let's jump on board with Savvy1 GPC. Oh, he's got oh my word! There was a lot of traffic on that back straight, and I have to be honest, that was not nice to see. He will rightfully be quite upset with his colleagues, his co-racers, for that very bad allowance of room into the braking zone. He had no choice but to make contact with the Red Bull. I'm sure we'll see that in stewarding, not to cause offence to anyone who would be offended, but that was really not the kind of etiquette on track you expect to see. Avanash and Nels both popping in extremely quick laps there, the RB and the Ferrari. Nels and Avanash both have been showing great pace at the front end of Tier 3. Nels in particular with some incredible pace, which is just great to see. And Avanash, he's won a load of races at the start of this season. He's in great contention to win the championship, currently in P1. So no surprise that he's up there at the front. Huntilla the Kun, I'm definitely going to get that name wrong at some point today. He's in P13, currently just on his lap now. So I'm sure with this lap here he will have some pace from the top 2, maybe 3, we'll see. Who are you watching right now, my good friend Stefan?
Watching Mick Carver, but you know he's not on the lap. Oh, there's some traffic again. Really bunching up. All the cars are in one single place, basically. Yeah,
it's weird. I mean, we're looking at this little train between the Ferrari, the RB. I mean, you can see them here as Huntilla the Kun is now having to negotiate the traffic, similarly to what we just saw from Savvy on this back straight. Cars trying to get out of the way, but also trying to prepare themselves for their laps. Good chance that this could cause both time delays or risk of crash and avoidance for the drivers. And Ferrari's round! It's a Ferrari round in the penultimate corner. And yeah, Huntilla will be very angry with his with potential blocks that he may have had there. Hopefully nothing too bad. He goes P9, 37.7. He will surely have some more pace in him than that, but that's really not nice. Again, we've seen two drivers affected massively by blocks on track. It's not what you want to see.
No, that was yeah, it was not ideal.
No.
I mean, yeah, it was strange. Like half of the grid is in the pit lane, so very confusing that that still they managed to bump up so much. But I mean, I don't know who was on the lap and who wasn't. So
no, we'll have to see it in stewards later, I'm sure. One person who is on a lap though, Hyperclips, he's recently changed from PS to PC, so he's gone from PlayStation to computer. He's still here in MRC, because obviously we're now crossplay. So he's still racing, just, you know, new login. But here he is. He's also, funnily enough, now in some traffic. Why is it that every driver seems to be getting stuck in traffic today? I don't like that myself, and I'm sure a few of the drivers are going to have something to say about it later. He will be getting a nice slipstream off the Sauber though. If the Sauber is nice enough to not ruin his lap too much at the end, he'll get the benefit of the extra speed. Slipstream worth another 5 miles an hour on the straight, which obviously 5 miles an hour is a lot when you're already at 200 miles an hour. But in the corners, which we're seeing right now, you can really get close, but also potentially hit somebody. And Hive goes P3. Was he blocked at the end there by Huntilla the Kun, who ironically did block someone before? Oh, Avanash! Oh, great lap. Avanash, Hanuman. That's a great lap, although I don't know where you're going right now. That's very off the track, but great lap there, my friend.
He's just going to park it and say, that's it.
Quimo in the other Aston Martin has just gone P4, so Aston Martin both done a 33-0 and a third and fourth. Very good. Very good. Mikawa. Bonsoir, Mikawa. The French boy in the Mercedes, or should I say Le Mercedes. He is currently in P10. Oh, big slide there. He's just caught it. He's fine. Mika has been progressing, and I would like to give Mika a bit of praise. He's quite new to sim racing. He's quite new to league racing, but he has, despite some difficult results and by his own admission been off the pace, he has been putting in a lot of groundwork to both improve his pace, his racecraft, and his consistency, and he is making progress, which is great to see. So keep it up, Mika. Charbillon, monsieur, and well done. So here he goes. Let's see how he finishes his lap as he heads down. 196 mile an hour I can see on the steering wheel just there. So into the hairpin. Bit of a slide in the exit. He's quite tail happy, so he might be a bit aggressive on the throttle, but that's fine. Aggressive throttle action. Oh no, he pits. After all of that, he pits. Mika. Another person recently into a seat in Tier 3, Vitalso. Vitalso, our Ukrainian friend, spreading our wings here in MRC to more nations, which is fantastic. He recently has joined us. He's racing in both Tier 2 and Tier 3, and again, he's new to league racing, he's new to MRC, but he is full of confidence, full of passion and enjoying himself, so that's what we want to see in the Alpine, the French team. The French members of our league will be crucifying me for my awful accent. Could be worse. I could do my German accent, which I don't think you want me to do.
I definitely want.
You do?
But not on stream.
Oh, okay, not on the stream. Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe
Oh
later.
No, whoopsie.
That's quite a personal thing, you know.
Yeah, of course. Of course. One accent I am not going to attempt is a Chinese accent because I will get in lots of trouble, and I do not want to upset the good people of China. All 1.3, 1.4 billion people that are from China.
Yeah, there are a lot of
huge nation, huge population,
and I think if you mispronounce something there, it can very easily mean something completely different, including insults. So I would be very cautious there.
Indeed. Two Chinese phrases that I do know is ni hao, which is hello.
Hello.
And I also know that the word, I believe the pronunciation is close to shang, which means upwards. Now, the reason I know this is because this track is designed to be as close to the symbol for shang, which as possible, and because they wanted the track to have a not just the track, but the layout of this track to have a meaning. There's your fun MRC fact of the day. Not sure anyone wanted it, no one asked for it, but you've got it. So before anyone comments saying no one asked, Bailey, I don't care. I give you information. If you want it or not, that's your choice, is what you do with it. Sandbau's about to start a lap. Let's see how our Dutch friend does. Nope, he's not. He's on an out lap, but he's going into the pits. That's okay, my friend. You can go into the pits if you like. Nels is on an out lap. He's one of our title contenders, so let's see what Nelly's got for us. Carl Eden says I'm a nerd. You know what, Carl? You're right. I am a nerd. Hello, good evening to Antoine Coxlineto. Good evening to Mark Hodgson. And to, of course, our good friend Colin, another of our Dutchy friends. Good evening to you, good sir. Did I raid Carl and Andrew's fact books? No, they raided mine. I was always the original facts, stats, and fat man, for that matter. So you go back to your run, Mr. Hodge. We're going to get jelly with Nelly in turn 2. The RB is actually quite a good looking car this year, and it's even better looking now for the new season 2025. I really do like both liveries this year and last year. I know you're racing it this, or you were racing, was it last season or this season, Stefan?
The Sauber?
No, the V-Carb, the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls.
I'm racing it this season, and also the season before that. Not the season before then. I had this kick. Oh, but I like it this year.
I think it's a really cool livery.
Yes, I like that they sort of recreated the white Red Bull livery. They had it as a
Yeah,
one-off livery, and it looked so nice. In my opinion,
yeah.
I really liked it.
Even I love it, and you know how much everyone knows how much I despise Red Bull Formula One team. Red Bull Racing is a group I don't like. I don't like how they treat people. I think they're really unfair.
Yeah,
But I think that livery was perfection.
yeah, it was.
It was lovely, and it was a nice tribute to Honda and to Japan. And the new one for the V card is beautiful.
Yes, it
So
is.
very good, very nice. And Nels, wow,
What's
31
going on?
577. Nels has just gone 7/10 faster than his championship rival Avinash. After being 3/10 behind him, he's found a second. By the way, I've completely missed this, and I'm very sorry to Heinrich Schmidt. Schmidt has gone P3 with a 32.5. He had good pace in Tier 2 on Monday as well, so big up Mr. Schmidt.
I mentioned it. You didn't listen.
Oh, you know what? I am
You
so
never
sorry.
do. You never do.
I am very sorry. This is just proof that Germans are better than English people at everything because I am stupid, to quote Mr. Leclerc. Oh
Nah, no,
dear.
don't be so harsh on yourself. It's okay.
It's all good. Mutts Nuts is on a lap, I believe. Just watching him in the final sector in the team we were just talking about, Red Bull Racing. And he pits, okay. Can someone finish a lap, please? Nels, we know he's on an in lap. Samba, we've watched you a lot already. Vitalzo, we've watched you. Dan's in the pits. And Drenovoy, we've already watched you. He's just come out the pits. Let's go on board with Smith. You know he's on an outlap as well. No one's on a lap apart from Hintillo. We've watched him. Let's watch Smith because we haven't watched him yet. God, I'm giving too much airtime to the Red Bull team and the V-Card team. I don't like that. Anyway, so championship standings. Whilst we've got a quiet moment, let's have a quick look at the old standings. So, currently this season, obviously this is round 8 of this season. So the season's ticking away quite nicely. Round 7 results. Well, we had Australia last time, and the winner was Nels, followed by Avinash, followed by Schmidt. That was your podium last time out, and it's no surprise to see those three are the top 3 this qualifying. Will that be the case at the end of qualifying? Who knows? But there is quite a gap for Avinash in first, who's got 66 points to second place Nels. Nels did miss the first 2 rounds, but still, that is a huge, huge lead. And with that qualifying time as well, you can see why he's involved in the front end of the grid. Gavin Jenkins, aka Night Shadow, is missing the race today, unfortunately. He'll hope his teammate Connor Hardy can pull in some good points for Papaya. And Aaron White, aka Wookie, he is in the Williams. He's on a qualifying ban today, which is why he's P17 and has retired the car in the garage. He is P5 in the standings, apologies. Don't count out a good reverse grid comeback from him. Although he has got to fight amongst Airways, Armar, Lorpi and Saviour, all higher tier drivers. In case you're not familiar, the higher tier drivers do have to do compulsory pit stops to use all 3 compounds available to them, including pitting on the penultimate lap and not qualifying. So, yeah, all those 4 guys at the back, P16, 18, 19 and 20, don't be surprised to see them do some adverse strategies and both coming through the field and then jumping right to the back again. So here we go, Smith on the end of his lap here on this hella long 1.2 kilometres straight that you can really crazy speeds, brakes very late, little lock up on the inside but nice and clean. We have the flag out. Nels and Vitalso have set their fastest laps that they can, as has Hive in P3. Smith goes P2, 32.0. That is a great lap from Heinrich, and you know what? I think he'll be buzzing with that. Avinash, do you have anything in reply to Nels and Smith? I tell you what, the Ferrari, he's been looking good all season. His teammates ahead of him on track. I don't think he'll get a slipstream from Dan, but will Mr. Avinash have anything in reply to the Red Bull and the V-Carb? Here we go, big lock up from Avinash into the right-hander, but has he got the drive? into the final corner, throws it in, plenty of speed all over the curb on the exit, across the line, P2, he pits Smith by, 700ths of a second, but he's still nearly half a second back from those. That is an incredible time again from Nelly. Quimo, he's in the final sector now on the Aston Martin. What has Quimo got? Throws it into the final corner. Just avoids invalidation. Across the line, P6. Good lap. Connor Hardy, last minute, throws a fast lap even. Not fast lap. A fast lap in, a 1:33.0. Annoyingly for him, though, he's the third driver to set a 33.0, and he's less than a tenth off of 4 cars ahead of him. That is how tight the top 10 is here in Tier 3 today. So yeah, we'll run through the grid. If you can think, Stefan, of anyone who is your potential shout for potential wins today, that'd be great. So Nels with pole. The South African 1, 2, 3 with Avinash and Smith behind him. Hive in P4, Vitauso P5, Quimo 6th, 7th Dan, Adrenal Roy in his debut P8, Connor 9th, CBGB Samuel 10th, Much Nuts, Mikawa, Huntel of the Kun, Sabi, Triz, Airways Rookie, Armar, Laupi, and Saviour round out the grid. So, Stefan, who are you going for a potential race win today? Who are you going to put your money on?
Well, I think if Nels hasn't exclusively built a setup for quali, he's the big favorite to win the race. I mean, half a second is quite impressive. Although we know that I think Avinash has also shown great race pace in the past, so wouldn't rule him out.
Indeed. Sorry, go ahead.
Who knows what's going to happen in the race?
Yeah, I have no idea what the weather's going to be. It looks lovely and sunny. There's not many clouds, so fingers crossed. Hopefully it's going to be a nice dry race for our Tier 3 drivers. That'd be great if it is. But yeah, so strategy-wise here, I personally on Monday was planning on doing a one-stop medium hard. The safety cars did kind of change the strategy slightly. Tyre wear is really heavy here, so if you do have a safety car, it's very much a good idea to pit, get some fresh rubber on. The tyre wear here, I don't know if you found it the same, Stefan, but I think it was really not very nice. Really hard to keep the car nice on track with the bad tyre wear here.
Yeah, it's true. Like, this track is really harsh on the tires.
Yeah, so don't be surprised to see medium hard and hard medium across all of the grids, with the exception of the guys who have to make the extra stops, which, as we mentioned, is Laupi, Armar, Airways, and Saviour. We're going to see shortly. We're just going to look on here, see if anyone's committed already. Who's going for what tyre? So Saviour's committed to the soft tyre. There's no surprise there. He wants to get that over and done with. The soft tyre lasts a few laps. We had a late safety car in Tier 1 on Monday. Saviour's one of 3 drivers who went for the soft. In doing so, he did still get a podium, and he had a fantastic race. I spent lots of the time watching his rear end. No innuendos meant there. But he had great pace even on those tyres, but he was struggling with those tyres at the end. Still pulled off P3. And most of the drivers currently on the hards. We'll see if they stay on the hards when the race start begins. But yeah, Stefan, have you got any memories of China that stand out to you in real F1?
Actually, that's quite a difficult question. I mean, it hasn't been produced the most exciting races. Of course, I remember. I remember Daniel Ricciardo. He had a race where he did several amazing overtakes.
Yeah, I remember the one on Bottas was the best of them, that race.
Yes, especially that one.
2018, I think it was 2018.
There's also this weird incident in 2006 when you had the Super Aguris, being lapped in the final lap of the race, and he wanted to like squeeze Heidfeld to allow the BIRs to pass him, and they ended up taking each other out. And I think it was Sato who got disqualified because he basically blocked him on purpose to help the
customer Honda teams. Yeah, they were both Honda supplied engines.
Really weird situation if you look it up. honestly, there are tracks who I think produce more historic races. I mean, this was the venue of race number 1000 in
It
F1
was
history.
in 2019. Yes, it was. Do you know who won
Yeah,
that day?
I don't remember anything about that race. It was so
It was
boring.
it was a Mercedes driver. I'll give you a clue. Mercedes driver.
Well, yeah, okay, then it was Hamilton.
It was Lewis Hamilton. He and Bottas had a 1-2 finish, and they did that crazy double stop, which they didn't need to do, but they decided they were going to do the double stop, and that was Lewis Hamilton. That day was his 6th win at this track. He's had 6 wins and 6 pole positions at this track. He has the record, but he doesn't have the lap record here. Do you know who has the lap record for China?
Actually, I don't.
It is Mr. Michael Schumacher. It's the only track because Schumacher used to have almost every track lap record at one point. This is it's the only track on the current calendar that he still has the race lap record for, which he set at the first race in 2004 in the V10 Ferrari. It's a 132.238. He set that first ever race here. It's never been beaten in a race. And that shows that the V10 cars were the best. End of story. V10 engines. Bring them back.
Wow. I had no idea. I learned something new.
So it's a crazy stat to think that Schumacher, 21 years ago, the first year they ever came here, set the fastest lap that they've ever had. And no one has ever been able to beat it since. That shows how good that car was as well. That Schumacher and that Ferrari back then were such a combination. But yeah, this 3.3 mile circuit, 1 minute 32.2 back in 2004, and they can't do that today with ground effects. They might have done it in 2020 or 2021 when Hamilton and Verstappen were fighting, but obviously we didn't have races here between 2020 and 2023 because of COVID and issues within China for hosting of certain events, which unfortunately we had no Chinese Grand Prix for so many years. But and here we go. We're finally going to be seeing some cars on track again. Hurrah! Ni hao to Damalek. I miss you, my good friend. Hello to Morndy. And Ant, you think I love Ferrari. I don't. I just love Hamilton and anywhere he goes. Yes, you're right, Damalek. So obviously what you were referring to there, Stefan, of the Danny Rick moves that year, 2018. He even said, "Go get it, girl," which Damalek referred to in the comments, which, yeah. Carl, stop mentioning Hamilton beaching it in 2007. There's no need for that at all. Do not mention things like that. That was a very painful moment. I remember I was a young boy at the time. I remember watching that and screaming at the TV when he was beached. Didn't understand why he was beached. Anyway, let's get back to today's race. So obviously, across the grid, we can now see the tyres. We've got the guys at the back three on softs. Mikola has also gone for the softs, interestingly. The rest of the grid is quite even between medium and hard. Really, to be honest, would go medium first, get them over and done with. Hard tyres quite nice here. The medium's okay, it's not great. The soft is really bad.
Yeah. Not usable though.
Yeah, so we have 7 left and 9 right-handers here. There's more right-handers because it's a clockwise circuit, but the right-handers turns 1, 3, 4. They're quite high speed. The anti-banking and the hairpin at the end of the straight, those corners all in particular really, really chew your tyres up and take a hell of a lot of life, put a lot of high temperature and pressure into them. So that front left takes all of the heat, all the wear, all the pressure. So your tyre life here isn't awful front to back in terms of it's quite even, with the exception of that front left, which gets abused. I'm loving this view we've got down the start-finish straight from the final corner. It's a great view. Although it's not going to be very good for the race start if this is the view that we're going to get. So as Saviour, the final car, lines up on the grid. Is he going to be neat in his box? I'm sure he likes to get neat in someone's box, probably his girlfriend's. Shouldn't really say things like that, but here we are. Anyway, and we are going to have the 5 red lights. We got the worst view from the back of the grid, but here we go, 5 lights, and we are racing in China, and it's a great start at the back for Saviour. We'll have to cut to the front and on board with Nels into turn 1. And look at Hive makes a move on Smith for P3. Is his teammate going to get through as well? Quimo having a look around the inside, doesn't get there. But here comes Vitalso up the inside of Quimo. A bit of contact, but it looks like they're all okay. Further back, we've got Drenovoy had a good start, Dan with a good start. And Triz having a look around the outside of the Williams. Connor Hardy will be watching this one, looking to pick up the pieces if he can. So it all looks fairly clean and tidy. We've got the 2 Saubers holding off Laupi on the charge on the softs. And then Armar Saviour rounding up the back of the grid. Let's have a quick look at the movement from position on grid. Triz 6 places up from his grid spot. That is a fantastic start. We have contact between Hive and Avanash. Doesn't look like any damage to either of them at this moment, thankfully, which is great to see. No wing damage. But yeah, so Hive and Smith swap positions. Triz 6 places up. Connor Hardy retakes P9. He originally lost it. He's got it back. Mikawa up 1 place. Wookie 17th on the grid, up 6 places to P11. Laupi with a great start on the soft too. Great job. Adrenalvoy has had a moment, unfortunately. He's dropped down to P19. Oh, he was running high up in 8th, briefly up to 7th at the start. That's a shame to see. Keep going and don't give up, my friends. Nels opens that first lap with a big gap. 1.8 seconds to P2. Avanash. That's vital. The DRS here, I don't know how you found it on Monday, Stefan, but the DRS is so powerful as Avanash and Hive bashing wheels in turn 1. Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry, did you find it? Oh, we got a spinner! Pacelso! Oh, he's round and he's going to try and get that car back going again. Bless him, he's had to take the gravel to avoid the oncoming storm that is the second half of the grid. Oh, wow. So, yeah, the DRS, as we found, I'm sure you'd have seen the same, Stefan, on Monday, so powerful on that back straight. People run such high wings. Because you've got so many high-speed corners, you need high wings. But then wings make you slow on straights, although if you're Hive, you need wings to stay on track. So hopefully he's not made too many errors, doesn't get any track penalties. I think we're going to see Hive make a move on that. But as we won't. We've got a virtual safety car. As we've got a RB round, I think it is an RB. No, it's the Red Bull, sorry. Mutts Nuts has lost it at the end of the first sector. He's round. Hopefully he can pick up and... yeah, he's got a lot of front wing damage there. He'll need box 4 repairs. You can see it. The front right end plate looks worse than Charles Leclerc's did on Sunday in the real F1 race. Of course, our calendar, don't know if you've noticed, Stefan, our calendar is following the real F1 season and the races where F1 doesn't race. And a particular week, we are just inputting different tracks, which were made on a lovely calendar by our very own Mark Hodgson. So,
I like this concept, I have to say, it's really...
It's nice to race the Chinese race when we've just been in China in F1 in real life. It feels right, it feels good.
Yes, so you're kind of motivated to, do the same thing or do even better than, the big guys in real life.
I try to match the quali lapper, whoever got pole in real life. Not that that's likely to happen, but I try and see how close to the real life pole I can get. Oh, Adrenalvoy gets a VSC drive-through. He's exceeded the limit. That's a real shame. But Avanash is now over 3 seconds behind Nels. That is that's not good to see because obviously Nels is going to run in the hills. Meanwhile, Hive Eclipse just needs to keep nice and neat and tidy, chase after Avanash, and he will surely use the DRS to make a simple, swift pass as we thought we'd seen last lap, but the VSC took that away. There's a lot of chaos behind. You can see Dan, our Hungarian man, all over the back of Quimo. So we've got an Aston and a Ferrari fighting for P5 and 6, and then we have an Aston and a Ferrari fighting for P2 and 3. Here we go. Hive's dropped back through the Anting banking, which you can just see behind us. Not close enough for a pass this time, so we're going to check behind us. And no, Quimo, Smith and Dan are all spaced out, and so all takes Triz near. Oh, Triz is in the movement as well. Oh, he just avoids it. And Wookie has a big moment. Wookie, by the way, up to P10 in that Williams. Great job. We're going to get rid of all the data there, just to keep the screen nice and clear. Yeah, Wookie P10 from the back of the grid. He had a quali ban. He's definitely in the mix for some solid points on the back of Mikawa, who in Mercedes is on the back of Connor in the McLaren, and he's keeping a close eye on Triz and ahead of him, and Triz is at the inside of Dan. Dan gets a wonderful exit now. Triz backs out of that one. This could be a good one to watch. Triz in the Alpine. Saviour decides to do the fastest lap. Yeah, it's just a Saviour thing, that, isn't it? He's just so fast.
Yeah, but we've been a little bit quiet on him for today.
Good, because we should be quiet. Yes, okay. Yes, we are, because Saviour will get plenty of airtime when he inevitably wins MRC Extreme later after this race. Is up the inside into the right hander goes Triz. They both go off the track. Triz and Dan are both off the track. I would expect to see Triz give that one back, as neither of them made the corner. Whether Triz pushed Dan off or whether Dan just went off, I would expect Triz to give that back, to be honest with you.
I just had the horrendous camera angle again. I didn't really see it.
Oh, okay. Triz went for the move on the left-hander. He could have waited for DRS, but it was quite clear he wanted to get on with it, and he did force the Ferrari off track. Connor has a big slap of oversteer and drops back from Dan. He's now vulnerable to Wookie behind him. Wookie goes so wide that final corner. Can Wookie, with DRS into turn 1, make a move? I think he's too far back this time. The Lando Norris fan with the Lando Norris helmet chasing the McLaren. Something sounds wrong there. As we've got a car off at turn 1. There's a car off track. It's
lap down, yeah.
Yeah, it's much nuts. He's just tiptoeing. Not sure what's happened there, but
okay, now we get 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's going on there. So, in the midst of all of that, we've missed Avinash has broken the 1 second gap to Hive for P2 and P3, which does mean that Avinash is now safe for the time being from that threat, but he's still nearly 4 seconds back from Nels. He's starting to match the pace of Nels, so that's good for him. But Nels is still running away at the front. He's got a lovely gap. Smith and Quimo are nicely together. Let's follow Quimo. Talk us through as Quimo looks to attack Smith in the Red Bull. Do you want to talk us through it, Stefan?
I'm sorry, it could be...
That's okay. So we've got Quimo just making a move on Smith with DRS down the 1.2 kilometre straight. It's a nice clean move from the Aston Martin.
Yes, Sabi is off the long right-hander.
He is, he's got some wing damage. Yeah. He'll need to be careful not to... Oh yeah, he gets nicely out of the way. He doesn't want to ruin his race, I think that's clear. Oh, no he doesn't. No, he keeps going. It looked like he was pulling over, but he just clearly had enough speed after all. He will surely pit, although Mercedes of Laupe's going for the move. Laupe will need to make sure he's clear of him, so he doesn't get taken out on the pit entry. It's an awkward pit entry this here. You don't brake for the final corner, which could lead to crashes if you're close behind somebody.
Yeah, just like in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Dangerous. And also you can get cut the track on the pit entry in that corner. It happened to me on Monday. I got a warning when I went into the pit for my
the white line is a bit of a tight one there. It's hard to keep in. But yeah, so interesting fight here. The Williams and McLaren, two of my two favourite teams in Formula 1, represented by Connor and Wookie. Connor's holding Wookie off. He's doing a good job defending with that McLaren. But it looks like Wookie might get him this lap. Much for tyres in the pits. Yeah, if you jump on board with Wookie, do you want to talk us through? It looks like an overtake is coming.
Oh yeah, very close now. Connor's got some serious straight line speed.
He does. Yeah, and Wookie doesn't get it done. Ooh.
Oh, outbreaking himself a little bit.
Yeah, Connor does have some good straight line speed. His ERS light was flashing, and yet he was able to hold Wookie with the DRS and the slipstream behind him, which is impressive. Wookie has another look, but doesn't make the move into turn 1. But Wooly now, Connor taking a wider line. That's a better line for managing your tyre around on the front left, but it is slightly slower. But he's ultimately just made a nice little block, and Wookie, well, there's nowhere for him to go. Saviour, 3 laps in a row, setting the fastest lap. We get it, Saviour, you're fast. It's all good.
He just wants attention, I think. Just ignore him.
He's just jealous because you're my favourite German person. Oh, what? Connor's gone off! Connor's gone off at the left-right S section. And that allows Wookie and Airways through. Yeah, so Saviour's just jealous that you're my favourite German and he's trying to make a statement.
Yeah, I think he's jealous that we're talking and we are spending the evening together in this very, very tight and hot comment.
It is, in fact, I'm also cold in here, despite it being hot. I'm also cold, so I'm having to give you a hug to stay warm. I hope no one minds that.
We will warm each other up, so yeah. I think I'm not sure if Alex listens to this, but it is not what you think it is. Focus on your race, okay?
Indeed. Smith and Quimo side by side through the second to last corner, and they've got Triz close behind them in the Alpine. These three are fighting really hard for P4, 5 and 6. It's the Aston, Red Bull and the Alpine. Always into turn 1, Smith does get quite close to the back of the Aston, and Triz is just waiting for this chance to pounce as well. Oh, very twitchy from Quimo. That doesn't, unfortunately, this time give Smith a chance to have a run, but it keeps him very close for later in the lap. Nels is now 4.1 clear of Avinash, I've noticed. He's not... So since the virtual safety car, he's only found another second in 5 laps, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of time, but in the first 2 laps he found nearly 3 seconds in 2 laps, so considering how much time he had, it's starting to level out a bit, and we know that Avinash is on the hard tyre. We'll get the tyres up again. Avinash is on the hard tyre, the slower tyre, so later in the race, could Avinash come back at Nels? I think there's a chance there we could have a fight between them.
Maybe. Wouldn't rule that out. But for the moment, I think Nels is having it under control. Yeah,
oh, we've got a move from Triz. Triz is overtaking Smith into the hairpin. And that's a nice, clean and easy pass from Triz. Well done. Looks like both Quimo and Smith were recharging and Triz just saw the chance to pounce as Quimo hits from P9. So Quimo was clearly struggling for tyres. Wookie and Connor on the same lap both pick up 3-second penalties. The only other person with a penalty is Sabi. Sabi got that for 10 seconds in the pit lane for speeding. We also saw Drenel Roy with a drive-through, which he has now served. So, who should we look at? Let's have a look at our race leader, Nels. Nelly in P1. He's dropped a couple of attempts to Avinash, as you said just shortly ago. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's still got a nice, comfortable lead. Avinash in the Ferrari will be trying just to keep him as close as he can, and then when the pit stops come, that's when Avinash will have a chance once he gets onto that medium tyre in probably around 8 or 9 laps, maybe 10 laps, depending on how confident he feels. But he's starting to tiptoe closer. Hive is not keeping with them. He's now 4.2 behind Avinash. And then Triz and Smith in their battle for what is now P4, they're a further 5 seconds behind. Will Smith make a return pass on Hive, not on Triz this time? He's getting closer. Triz goes for the racing line. Smith on the inside. No, Smith backs out of that. He didn't feel comfortable. It's better to be safe than sorry. On this occasion, it looks like Smith was just playing the the long-term game. He wants to be in this fight for the rest of the race. He doesn't want to risk any incidents today. It's not just about being fast, it's about being clean. So Smith understands that. He's a clever guy. Airways is in the pits. He's one of the guys from the higher tier, so he will be doing one of his 2 stops that he must do today. Quimo, having made his stop, has come out just ahead of Saviour and just behind, few seconds behind Sambao. He'll be looking to get a major undercut from the cars behind. Laupi and Saviour, 2 of the higher tier drivers, are having a nice little battle here. They'll be enjoying that. And Laupi going for the move on Saviour up the inside of turn 1. Well managed by Laupi there. He's just, wow, that was fantastic from him. Great driving, very clean from both of them. And great grip on the outside from our Dutch friend against our German friend. See, the Dutchies are nice people. I don't know why Max Verstappen's so aggressive, because the rest of the Dutchies are lovely.
Good question, I don't know.
I just like winding up the Max fans in the world. Smith looking again at the back of Triz. Let's see if he can do it this time. Down the back straight with DRS wide open. He opens his flap up and hunts after the man ahead. Will he go for it this time? Nope. Again, Smith just happy to play the sensible game. He's just happy to sit with him.
Yeah, people are not really risking a lot at this stage of the race, but I reckon in the last 10 laps this behavior might change a little bit.
I agree. You can see Wookie now is closing up to this group. He's caught up with Dan. Dan is just a couple of seconds behind Triz and Smith, so if Wookie can keep this pace up, get a move done on Dan, hopefully hopefully for his sake, then yeah, as Dan runs very wide on turn 2, that's one line he can take. Got good traction. Wookie all over the back of the Ferrari. Will he make a move here to turn 4? He thinks about it, but doesn't on this occasion. Dan very deep. Wookie will look for the switchback, and yeah, look at the drive that Williams has got out of there. Nice easy pass, good exit from him. Clean racing from the pair of them. Now then, 2.5 seconds is your gap. Aaron White, aka Wookie, with a big drift in the right-hander. Can you close up to Smith in time for the pit stops? Will Dan get him back? We'll come back to those as we're just going to watch Triz and Smith for the 1 millionth time attacking down that back straight. As Mikawa is round at the end of the start of the DRS straight in the Mercedes. He's got it going again though. Here we go. Smith this time, I imagine this time he's a lot closer. He will surely get this one done. DRS open. We'll watch Smith and then we'll cut back to Dan and Wookie. But Smith, no, he's not going for it again. He could have made the move. He's choosing not to. As Nels is in the pits. Lap 11, end of lap 11, start of lap 12. And Wookie held on from Dan. So Nels has pitted. He's going to put the hard tyre on, surely. Yep, there they are. There's the hards. And out he goes. He's going to come out quite far back. Connor's going to just be ahead of him, I think. No, he's just ahead of Connor. He's actually pulled out ahead of Connor by a good few seconds. So he's got some fresh, clean air. Quimo, who I thought would have made more of an inroad than he has, is still nearly 10 seconds or 10 seconds behind Nels. He's not made much of an undercut there.
But, oh, yellow flag.
Yep, it's Mercedes, it's Mikawa again. Yep. Saviour and Laupi have both pitched at the same time again. Oh, and Laupi, these two are just having a bit of fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just hanging out together.
Yeah, they're just having fun. Preparing for the race that's coming next, the Extreme race. A little warm up for them.
I think Saviour really needs some company.
Yeah, he does. Let's just give
nice
them. Yeah, it's nice. They're good friends.
Yeah.
Let's give a little shout out to Adrenal Voice. He's got Armar behind him in the McLaren and Huntilla the kind of ahead of him. He's obviously on his debut race. Top 15 points. Top 15 positions get points in MRC. So Huntilla ahead of you in P12 and yourself, Adrenal Voice, will both get points as it stands. So keep going and just keep enjoying your racing. You are on target for some debut points, which would be fantastic to see. Oh, he's going to get the run through the anti-banking. Great drive there at the inside. And he gets the move done before the DRS line. That's vital because that means that he's going to have the DRS and be ahead on the straight. As you see the cars behind, look at them. Got the Sauber, the Mercedes, the McLaren and the RB all behind. He's at the inside. Oh, bit of contact from Huntilla, but he's then going to lose out to Laupi. No, he's not. Laupi backs off. Laupi and Xavier both back off. They're just being nice. They're giving them some space. But that has allowed Adrenalvoy to run away. He's gained a few seconds of gap on those guys behind. It's good to see for him. Back to the front. Now, let's look at the tyre situation. So, the front 5 are all yet to pit, as is Sambao in P10. Adrenalvoy, Huntilla, and yeah, just those guys all yet to pit. Vitalso has just dived into the pits for the hards. Obviously, hard tyres not going to last all the race, but they are the longest lasting tyre. They will go up to lap 22. I wouldn't go that long on them, but they can do that distance. Avinash completes another lap to start lap 14, so he's now got 8 seconds to Hive and P2. Hive was all over the back of him in the early few laps of the race, but Avinash starting to stretch his legs. He's looking comfortable at the moment as our championship leader. Triz pits from P5. That'll be for the hards, I imagine. So Wookie now chasing after Smith. 1.6 seconds is the gap from Wookie to Smith. He'll be looking to chase for hopefully a podium, I'm sure. Who are you watching at the moment, Stefan?
Oh, watching where Triss is coming out. Well, yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's
fresh air.
Quite a bit of a space ahead of him. I don't think that's the worst outcome for him, because actually he's showing some really good pace in the race. I mean, where it came from P14, so I worked his way up into the top 5. So yeah, I think podium is definitely possible for Triss.
Yeah, I think the podium fight is still between Hive, Smith, Wookie, Triz, and Quimo. I think those guys are all definitely in the mix for the podium. Avinash and Nels are the ones fighting for the win. Nels comes out in P5, obviously that's still quite a good place. He's got a few seconds ahead of him to Wookie, who needs to pit still. But then once Wookie pits in probably a few laps time, he'll have plenty of space ahead of him, and then everyone will be chasing him down. So long way to go in this still. Lap 15 of 28. As Avinash has just started lap 15. There is our race leader in the Ferrari, the Rosso Ferrari. There's a nice camera shot overlooking turns 4-5.
That was his fun. I think.
Who has, sorry? Adrenalvoy?
Yeah.
Oh no, is he beached? He's beached!
Yeah.
Oh no, is that going to bring out a safety car?
He can't reverse. No.
Yeah, he's beached. You can see the wheels spinning. You can see this, you can hear it. He's been disqualified. Oh, that is a real shame. That is genuinely such a shame.
Start from his MRC career.
Yeah.
It's so unlikely to end up somewhere where you are beached on this game.
It is, and it's a shame. Oh, I'm really sad to see that from him on his debut. He was having a strong race. He was in the mix for some points on his first race, so that is a real shame. But keep your head up, and yeah, there's always another race. Here we go. Wookie's now in the DRS of Smith. He's caught up with the Red Bull. Let's see if he can get the move done here with DRS. Smith flashing away. He's out of DRS. Wookie, look at the game. He has so much more speed there with the DRS and the ERS and the slipstream. Takes provisional P3. Once the pit stops come into play, he will drop quite far down the order, to be honest. As Hive comes into pits, Wookie has also followed him in, so in comes Hive, in comes Wookie. That releases Nels. Nels now chasing down Smith for P2. Avanash has continued. Pit stop's worth about 24 seconds here, if I'm remembering rightly. 24, 25 seconds. So, as it stands, Nels will come out about 5 or 6 seconds, well, between 5 and 7 seconds behind. Sorry, Avanash will come out behind Nels by 5 or 7 seconds. So, he'll need to find about 6 or 7 tenths a lap in the remaining laps. I presume he pits in the next 3 laps. Which is a lot, don't get me wrong. But if anyone can do it, Avanash can. Let's follow Nels and Smith through the sequence. You can see the difference in tyre wear. I don't know if you can see it, Stefan, right now, but you can see the Smith in the Red Bull on much older hard tyres. You cannot take these corners anywhere near as well as Nels on those new hard tyres. The same compounds, just 11 laps newer for Nels than for Smith. And here he goes through the banking. Oh, this will be an easy pass. Yeah, side by side before the DRS is even open. And through goes Nels. Smith does the sensible thing, just gets out of the way, tucks in for a slipstream. And yeah, we'll be seeing if Nels can drag him along at all, which, if he can, will help him in his fight against the likes of Quimo, Hive, Triz and Wookie for a podium. The only guys left to pit today now are Sambao in P9, Smith in P3 and P1, our race leader, championship leader, Avanash Hanneman.
Are the 2 Astons swapping positions?
Yep, that's teamwork from them. Quimo letting Hive through. Quimo's had a good race, a quiet race, but Hive's on the better tyre, and yeah, to let him through makes sense. And look already, he's found, just in that first 2 corners, over 8 tenths, 9 tenths now on his teammate. So yeah, that was worth doing for the Aston team. Yeah, so Hive 12.7 seconds, 12.5 seconds, 12.4 seconds behind Smith and dropping every corner. Smith will come out. He's going to come out behind Wookie, probably behind Dan as well. Actually, now Smith's gone that long in the tyre, he's going to come out behind those guys. Avanash needs to start thinking about pitting this lap, really. Maybe next lap. He's got less than 17 seconds lead to Nels. He'll come out clear of everyone else. Well, bar Smith, but Smith needs to pit too, so that's not a concern. He'll be comfortably in P2.
Maybe he's waiting for a safety car.
Maybe. I don't think he needs a safety car, but yeah. He might be.
Just if you wants to have any chance of staying in the lead, but now Smith is coming in now.
Yeah, Smith pits. That means Avanash and Sambao are the only 2 non-pitters on the grid. Smith, here he is in the pit lane. Avanash, our race leader, 15.8 seconds now. So the lead is dropping. That's quite clear. Nels has got the pace right now. But obviously Avanash, when he does get those medium tyres on, he'll have plenty of pace to attack and come back at Nels. They did have a gap of just under 4 seconds when Nels pitted between the 2 of them. So when Avanash does finally go to his pit box, I think it will be this lap. Well, I've said that for the last 2 or 3 laps. When he does finally pit, then we will see what the new gap is thanks to the undercut on the new tyre benefit. Crucially, he needs to make sure that he's ahead of Hive, who is now a net gap of 27 seconds behind, so we'll be close. Hive will be close again. And Hive was 8 seconds behind Avanash when he pitted. So that means Avanash has lost 7 seconds to Hive by not pitting in the last 3 laps. And Avanash does pit. He has pitted. So our race leader and championship leader finally has had enough of the hard tyre. He will come out behind Nels, who will retake the lead he earlier on built. And Hive will chase down to see if he can be ahead of Avanash. Let's just watch Avanash's pit stop. And the usual EA glitch. And there he is back on the pit lane. And here comes Hive down the pit straight. Avanash at the pit exit. There he is. You can see the gap. He is clear. So, pre-pit stop, Nels had just under 4 seconds lead. Post-pit stop, Nels has an 8-second lead. 4 seconds in 7 laps. He has built an additional 4 seconds. Avinash has 10 laps to find 8 seconds. 8 tenths a lap. I was wrong when I said 7 tenths. He needs 8 tenths a lap plus an overtake to get the race win. Hive was 8 seconds behind. He's now 3.7, so he's found over 4 seconds in just over 3 laps on Avinash.
I mean, who knows? Now Avinash has the tire advantage, of course.
He does.
He's already gaining.
Yeah, he's found half a second already.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe can make it interesting. Oh, it's...
Look at that, 9 tenths already, a second. Oh, here we go. The Avinash charge is on. We are going to have a South African duel to the finish for the final 10 laps here in China for Tier 3 of MRC. Do not let this one slip from your eyes. This will be a close fight to the end. Avinash in the Ferrari really is hungry for another race victory. He's already got a handful of them this season. He wants more. Now then, Hive in P3 is no longer catching Avinash. That's because of the tyre benefit that Avinash now has. But he is comfortable to his teammate in P4. Quimo, just, 3 laps ago, let him through. Is now 7 seconds behind his teammate, so Quimo's starting to struggle on those hards. Not far behind is Triz on the hards as well, on the Alpine. And then Wookie, all just inside the DRS of Triz now. So Wookie's not out of contention for P4 after starting at the back. This would be a great comeback. And then there's Smith in P7. So Smith, who was in the podium positions early in this race and then in the top 4, top 5 comfortably, now sits in P7. He went long, started to struggle on the pace. Maybe he went too long. Maybe others just really thrived on those new tyres. But he has work to do if he wants a top 5 finish today. And then Dan's just picked up a penalty. He's in P8 on the hards in the Ferrari.
Oh, but he's still looking good.
Yeah, he is. And Xavier and Laupi, as before, flirting with each other, playing around on track together. They're having so much fun.
Yeah, they just seem to have a fun together. I really like that.
It's nice. You see, this is the thing. Racing is not just about being fast. It's about the fun battles, the clean racing, and the Avinash fastest lap. That's what we want. Well, that's what we love to see. The gap was 8 seconds 2 laps ago. The gap is now 5.6 seconds. 5.5 seconds. So in just over 2 laps, he's found 2.5 seconds. Get ready for a fantastic duel, because by the time Avinash gets there, the tyres will be quite similar. Triz and Wookie, let's jump on board. Sorry, you're right. Yeah? Was it at the inside of turn 1?
Got better tyres, yes.
Fantastic. See that they're both clean and still battling away. Triz will not want to let this one go. They'll have similar tyre performance. The mediums on Wookie's car are faster, but being 2 laps older, so 2 laps newer, compared to the hards, the wear will actually be quite similar at this stage. So he needs to push hard to get out of the DRS now, otherwise later in the race Triz will come back at him. Quimo's only just up the road. Wookie's in the DRS of Quimo. Let's jump on board with the Williams as he now pursues P4. Quimo's really struggling. He's now 9.5 seconds off a Hive. I think Quimo's not enjoying the hard tyres. He was happier early in the medium. He did well in the first half of the race. Here comes Wookie. Yeah, it looks like they're both saving battery for a minute, so Aaron will have used a lot of battery to get close. He's now using the DRS to save battery, and then next lap he'll attack, which is very clever racing, very smart racing from both of them. They're planning for the future rather than just using all their toys straight away and then being a sitting duck. Here goes Aaron into turn 1. He goes to the outside line, the racing line. All bit of contact, but That was fair if you ask me.
He gets it done.
Yeah, he gets the move.
I'm not really sure if there's anything more than P4 in it. He's got a time penalty and it's 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yeah, unless Hive has a problem.
He'll probably just focus on trying to clear those 2 seconds. It's going to be challenging enough, I guess.
It will. Let's cut back to the race lead, by the way, because we have got a Haas round. Is that Sabi?
Yeah, it's Sabi.
Yeah, he's going again. All good. Avinash is just 2.3 behind. Wow, he's caught even faster than I thought.
Yeah.
In less than 4 laps, just over 3.5 laps, he has found 5.8 seconds now. 2.2 is the gap. 5.8 seconds, and we're not even at the end of the 4th lap on this tyre. Oh, 2.0. He's going to be with him at the end of next lap. He's genuinely finding 2 seconds a lap on Nels on this tyre. 2 seconds a lap for 4 laps.
Wow, and his tires are still relatively fresh because he stayed out for so long. I have to say, I didn't expect it. It looked like Nels had everything under control.
Oh yeah, he did. He had it all under control. It was perfect. And
but Avinash really found some pace.
Yeah, he has. And right now, you put a lot of money on Avinash to win this race right now. No offense to Nose, he's driven a brilliant race. He's been very quick. He got pole position. He's led, I'd say, well, nearly half this race, if not, about half the race. Avinash and Nose have both led, and he deserves to be at the front right now. But Avinash is coming, and he's coming fast. Right now, I fear for Nels. You can see, just on board with Avinash, you can see Nels ahead of him. Nels is recharging. He knows that he needs the battery. He's going to have to save up the electric energy to fight Avinash. Avinash is 1.1 behind. He didn't quite get DRS. But he's found another second this lap. This is lap 5 on the tyre. He's found 7 seconds in 5 laps on his rival. And he's now within DRS range. He'll have DRS on the start-finish straight, I believe. Did he get the detection? He did! The DRS is open! Avinash. He's on a mission. And obviously that DRS benefit, he's going to gain an extra 10 miles an hour on those 2 straights that he's active on. The 1.2 kilometre back straight and the start-finish straight.
Wow, I have to say I'm really surprised. But maybe in the final 2 laps things could get interesting if he can.
Oh no, big lock up there into the hairpin.
Yeah, yes, now it's. I mean, now it's absolutely to take the lead on the back straight.
Good evening, Bobo. Nice to see you, and good luck with your race later. I look forward to racing with you in Extreme. Like you, I thought the last lap, maybe the second or third last lap, we'd get there, but including this lap, we've still got 4.5 laps to go. And Avinash, he could have passed him already this lap, he's just waiting. We just look at the back of the RB watching Avinash, you can see just how much more grip Avinash has. As we go through the empty banking, lap the Alpina Vitelso, and he gets out of the way nicely. And Avinash, half a second behind. Yeah, here he comes, he's closing. He doesn't go for it here. You think he had a little moment through the banking, but look how much more pace he has coming out the acceleration zone off at turn 13 into 14, the final corner.
Very nice exit.
Surely. No, he's not going for it on the start finish straight. He's waiting. 4 laps to go. These two just need to keep it clean. And having watched from the back of that RB for nearly a whole lap, you could see how much more grip, how much more confidence we had. Oh wow. Shout out from Brian to Saviour. He says, you go, girl. As Avinash does have another look, but doesn't go for it. Look how close he is to the back of the RB. If Avinash was any closer, he would be inside his engine. He'd be inside the RB.
literally watch up the exhaust.
Look, getting up the exhaust is what some people like to do, and Avanash is clearly someone who likes to get up the exhaust, because Nels right now will be feeling...
Stay serious for so long, now he's working.
Nels will be feeling that front nose of the Ferrari. Look, Avanash even had to lift. He had to lift mid-corner in the banking to not hit the RB.
So now it's happening.
Yeah, there you go. The rear wing is open. The charge is complete. Avanash takes the lead of this Grand Prix. He retakes the lead he took earlier when Nels pitted. He went long. He went for the alternative strategy. He played the long game, got the medium tyres on, closed that gap, and there it is. He has got the lead. That is an example of two very good strategies by two very good, fast, clean drivers, and how close we are. 3 laps to go. Avanash will take the lead.
Also going for the move.
Triz on Quimo. There he is, into the hairpin. Yeah. Nice and clean, side by side from the pair of them. Don't count out Quimo to come back at him into turn 1 with DRS, as Triz now obviously has that position. They're both hunting down after Wookie, who's less than 3 seconds up the road, with a 3-second penalty you might want to add as well. Let's just get the penalties up on the screen. So there you have it. Yep, 3 seconds Wookie, 3 seconds Dan, Airways and Sabi and Mikama also with 3 seconds. Connor with 9, and they've got Patawaso and Saviour with 6 seconds of penalties. So plenty to play for in this race still. Pit stops. Yeah, so as expected, the guys who are reserves doing their extra pit stops as expected. Sabi and Mikawa have also done extra stops. I think that's probably due to damage they retained earlier in the race. And the position change, as we mentioned, Wookie with a fantastic comeback from the back of the grid. Triz, again, also from the bottom half of the grid to the top 5. Those two have had fantastic races. Absolutely great to see. And Smith is now with Quimo and Triz, by the way, so good to see that he has caught up with these guys. He's in the mix, and if he keeps it clean, Quimo and Triz are vulnerable to the pace that Smith's got right now. So as we're on the second to last lap, we're going to jump to the front two, because Nels, despite the fact Avanash had that wonderful pace, big slide, Nels has kept with Avanash. So does Nels have the pace now? Is the medium tyre on Avanash just past the grippy point? Or was Nels just saving something for a late last dash on the final lap?
That's the thing, I mean, they are 8 laps old. It's not that old, but as you said, the track is horrendous to the tires, and once they start getting bad, it's really starting to hurt them. Although, on the other hand, Nels has the second oldest tires in the whole field.
He
and
does.
I think he's off the DRS, so not
yeah.
within 1 second window.
That's important for Avanash.
Yeah.
DRS is worth, just on this one straight alone, a good 7 or 8 tenths. And including the first sector, that the main straight, the final turn, turn 1, that's worth another quarter of a second roughly. So anything up to, between 0.7 and 1.2 seconds a lap, depending on slipstream, DRS, and what your setup is what it will gain and benefit for you on this track. It's huge, just because of how high wings everyone runs. We are on the last lap. Avanash 1.5 clear of his rival in P2. Hive looks safe from Wookie behind him. Now really dropping off the guys ahead. His tyres have just gone off the edge now. Wookie, if he can keep it clean from here, has a nice gap to the guys behind who are fighting. As you mentioned with Triz, him, Quimo and Smith are all in a battle for P5, 6 and 7. And if anything happens to Wookie, would become P4.
Yeah, it looks as if he's able to bring people home, although just about 3 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, he's just got to hang on. You should see the higher tier drivers, Airways, Armar, Saviour and Laupi all pit this lap as per the rules. The higher tier drivers must pit on the penultimate lap. This is to allow drivers who are in this tier to have a pure natural finishing position rather than have a position be behind the higher tier guys who are just here to make up the numbers, really. And for fun, of course, for fun.
At the front, the fight is over. The gap is over 2 seconds.
Yeah, it is. Let's jump on board with Avinash, and you can talk us through as he goes towards the line.
Yeah, he takes the hairpin for the final time. Yeah, don't lock up exactly. And now the final corner, don't get a time penalty now. Yeah, he takes it very cautiously. And well, there he is over the line. Takes the win after really a strong final stint, we have to say. And now has to concede the win.
Indeed. We need to come back to that because Smith has DRS on Quimo. Will he make a last lap lunge? He goes to the inside. Smith goes for it. He brakes late. He locks up. But he does make the apex. And here he goes on the exit. Smith with a huge slide. He had the move done. Then the rear wheels just slipped up. And that allowed Quimo to retake the position.
Wow.
Oh, Smith will be so upset. Prix just beats Wookie, who lost enough time in that final lap to lose P4. So high P3, Prix P4, Wookie P5. Still a great comeback from him. Quimo P6, as we just saw Smith and him battling on that last lap. P7 for Smith. P8 for Dan, the Ferrari man. P9, Connor Hardy will look to bring it home. P9, he has got Airways behind him. He just needs to bring it home here in the McLaren. This is Connor's best finish for quite a few races. He's been lacking some confidence, lacking some self-belief. But this, Connor, is a good result for you. Well done. P9 for the McLaren man. Airways goes to the pits. I think he's just trying to let people gain position. Very good from him if that's the case. That Sambao and Saviour fighting. Lorpy just behind them. They're having a little wiggle of appreciation together. And then Armar doing the same thing, just trying to allow people to have their moment. And then the remaining cars were already lapped, so don't need to stress over the positions. We'll go run through the full grid lineup in a second. The drive of the day from the game is Laupi in the Ferrari, but we're not going to give it to Laupi today. Who are you going to give your drive of the day to today, Stefan?
Oh, tough question. I mean, I gotta say, Avinash impressed me the most because I really didn't expect it. I thought Nels had everything under control, and I was like, yeah, 8 seconds, okay, he's going to come close, but even if he comes close, then the tires are going to get worse, and he's not going to be able to hold it, but he did. So, really nice job from him, but we also have to give a shout out to Prix and Wookie, starting gaining 10 or 12 positions each. So
Exactly.
They really worked their way up to good.
Yeah, so I agree. I'm going to give it to Avinash as well. Fastest lap, that great strategy. That got him the win. Nels P2, High P3, Triz 4th, Wookie 5th, 6th for Quimo, 7 for Smith, 8 Dan, 9 Connor, 10th Sambao, 11th Lorpy, 12th Saviour, 13th Armar, 14th Airways, 15th Vitalso, 16th Huntilla, 17th Sabi, 18th Miko, and then DNS for Mutsnuts, and unfortunately Adrenal Voy, who was unfortunate with being beached. And the fastest lap, as we mentioned before, Avinash with a bonus point. What a race that was, and yeah, tell you what, that was a good one. I enjoyed that a lot. Good strategies, good pace, lots of good fun racing and good overtakes. And wow, great tight fight, and it was great spending some time chatting with you about our tier 3 boys. My good friend Stefan, thank you for joining me. We have MRC Extreme in 23 minutes. So if you enjoyed that and you want to watch MRC Extreme, we'll be back again for China, our 5th and final race out of China this season. And last one of this game that we'll use China before we head to F125 in just 2 months' time. The trailer dropped today, which is exciting. But yeah, I'm going to go head off and prepare for the MRC Extreme race. You can go and enjoy your evening.
And go watch you carefully and closely.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I look forward to speaking to you afterwards. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and get your notifications on for when we go live. Have lovely evenings. Take care and good night.